Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Amber, the Talking Poop. If you're new here, I am working on an indie narrative RPG called The Secret Life of Dorian Pink, set in an alternate universe of The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I only started my game dev journey this January. Before that, I didn't really play games and knew nothing about the game world, and was really passionate about something else: graphic design. When I was 15, I wanted to be a programmer because it felt like the hit career at the time, and I wanted to be rich because I felt like parents liked their kids wealthy. Haha! Anyway, I picked up programming on and off but never really persevered. I think I got bored because with my limited beginner skills, I couldn't make something fun and pretty. I also wanted to become an illustrator, but graphic design was more commercial and thus safer, promising more financial returns, perhaps. I really did love graphic design. I did a bunch of passion projects, but again, none of them really lasted. I always got bored. In college, I studied graphic design. We started learning about all this academic bullshit, to me at least, and it felt like we had to constantly justify why graphic design is important. Most of the times, it's like we're designing for designers instead of normal, non-designer people. I felt like I was doing something useless. Other forms of art, like film, for example, they tell stories and touch people and inspire people to turn in that resignation letter or to speak up against their toxic friend or something like that. And fine art, at least you, the artist, can be fully expressive. Graphic design, well, it tries too hard to be personal while serving commercial purposes, if that makes sense. I know that graphic design can change the world. For example, political design, road signs, packaging, and so on. There are case studies of good and practical and impactful design. But I wondered if I can do anything as a graphic designer. There's so many designers already. Then COVID hit. The dorms kicked us out. I had to stay at my lovely friend's house and eat their delicious food. But I was kind of homesick, and like everyone else, found it hard to adapt to the pandemic. So I consumed books. I binged 4 books of Percy Jackson in a little more than a week. Also, other story-based entertainment I binged, like movies, shows, and for the first time in my life, a lot of games. Well, not that much, but more prominently, Stardew Valley. I married Emily, by the way. I used her for cloth so I can make clothes for myself. I honestly don't remember how it happened, but I just decided, okay, I want to make a game. It's fun to play and it was fun to think about making it. I had so many crazy ideas. I think I had a few ideas of card games, but I got bored with them. It just so happened that the book, The Picture of Dorian Gray, has a permanent place in my heart. I had done a few projects on it in school. Also, because it's in public domain, it makes things a little bit easier. I had always thought that Dorian Gray took life too seriously. If only his aristocratic pretty ass whined less and refrained from blaming people then killing them, he might have had a great life. I decided, okay, I am going to make a game based on the redeemed Dorian Gray, and he will be named Dorian Pink because Barbie likes pink and pink is good. Honestly, it was a crackhead idea. I didn't expect to develop it to this extent. I just wanted a fun and interesting idea to get me started in my game dev journey and also my senior thesis at the time. Did not know anything about game dev and hated using Unity for compulsory school projects. Didn't know what a devlog was. Started learning through tutorials, namely Heartbeat's RPG tutorial series, other people's devlogs, and of course, I always plug Tutemic's Godot video because it was just very good and funny. I was reluctant to watch the whole 7-hour video, but I don't know how it just happened. Also worth it to mention this explainer series on programming patterns, which helps you think a little bit more like a programmer. Throughout the school semester, the game just grew. I don't know, man. I just started caring a lot about this project. And it was fun because I don't normally like working with others. I hate brainstorming sessions. I am not a great on-the-spot idea generator at all. I can do anything I want with game dev, be a jack of all trades, and anything I made didn't need to be perfect. There's no conventional framework. I can work from anywhere in the world as long as I have the basic supplies. I do have a part-time job. It takes some financial pressure off, so I can actually enjoy making the game. And sometimes I take up freelancing gigs, But to be honest, I've only had 1 or 2 of those freelance gigs. If freelancing had worked out, I wouldn't have had time to work on my game anyway. Finding a competitive, stable job is also kind of hard. I liked how with indie games, there's no right or wrong answer or way to do things. Just make an experience preferably fun, where the player has some sort of choice or agency. In fact, at first I was cautious of reading too much about game theory and such, because I was worried that the knowledge would stifle creativity. Once you assign definitions to things, you sort of stop pondering about them, I feel like. So that is my story, a fairly recent story. Subscribe if you like. I don't know how long I'll do this for, as in make games, but I am content for now and find myself constantly challenged. If you have any questions, let's talk in the comment section below or on Discord. And if you fancy sharing, I am also quite curious to know what made you decide to become a game dev or start making games, or if you're not a game dev, how you stumbled upon this video in the first place. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and bye!